Deltarune Chapter 2 starts off right where the first one ended. The character you play as in this RPG is Chris, a mysterious, mute teenager, who is the only human in this world. After falling asleep in class, Chris's now new friend Susie says that they should head back to the closet from the previous chapter to see how their friends are doing. Closet is a gateway to a whole another world. But before they can do so, they are stopped by their friend, Noelle. Noelle tells them that she and Birdley are going to go work on their project that they were assigned in class in the previous chapter at the library. Some time passes and Chris and Susie show up at the library. Unable to find Noelle or Birdley, Susie decides just to go play some games in the computer lab. Then finding out that the computer lab is actually another gateway to another world. Feeling adventurous, Susie and Chris both jump into the gateway to the other world. Unlike the previous chapter, instead of the dark world being about chess and cards, this one is all about computers and technology in the internet. Chris and Susie end up bumping into Noelle, who is being held captive by this AI called Queen. She tells you her motives and monologues for quite a bit. She's the main villain of this chapter. After a few more minutes of gameplay, Chris, Susie, and another character, Rousey, who is also in the previous chapter, venture through the cyber world, soon leading into this bumper cart track built by Queen. Queen then shows up and tries to capture the three characters, but ultimately misses. Then she has a change of plans, and brings along Birdley to take care of them. After bumping his cart around, the trio soon win, knocking Birdley off his tracks. Queen then returns, and then mentions that the tracks were never complete. Of course they weren't. After falling off the tracks, the three find themselves in a dump, then leaving shortly after. They soon meet a fork in the road. Susie decides to go with Rousey to the upper path, while Chris is all on his own. With Chris all on his own, he wanders around the city, soon finding Noelle all on her own as well. Noelle then joins your party. At this point in the game, if you wanted to, you can begin the genocide run, but I'm not doing that. After a few encounters with Queen and Birdley again, and this cool new goofy character, Spampton G. Spampton, Chris and Noelle meet back up with Susie and Rousey. The four all then head over to the Queen's castle to close the fountain that controls this world, mainly because that's the only way to go back home. But as soon as they appear at the entrance of the castle, Queen crashes the party and soon captures everyone and locks them up in her castle. After breaking out, it's back to the trio, Chris, Susie, and Rousey. The three of them explore the castle, making their way to the top. We later then find that both Birdley and Noelle are doing fine. This is when the final battle begins. Queen sets herself up in a massive robot, and then with the power of friendship, Chris and everyone else all form together to make their own robot to go up against the Queen. And once you defeat Queen, that's basically the end of the game.
Round 1.
Fight!
Susie, Chris, Birdley, and Noelle all return to the light world and all go home. Susie is invited by Chris's mother to stay over for a sleepover. She accepts. Chris's mother, Torel, asks Susie if she would want to make a pie with her while Chris washes his hands in the bathroom. But this is when something strange happens. After this strange set of events, Chris comes back to the realization that the pie isn't even complete yet. Torel tells the two to go hang out in the living room. Susie turns on Chris's TV and decides they're going to binge a whole series that night. After everyone falls asleep, Chris does another weird thing. And that's Deltarune Chapter 2.